entrepreneurship. Today we have an interview with an entrepreneur from Malaysia who's now also into education and an author. Welcome, CJ Lim. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Dave. It's nice to see you connecting across the world from Malaysia to Canada.
Fantastic. And right now, like a typical educator, edupreneur, you're in the car, you're multitasking, you've got the family in the car with you. And we're going to go through the Meet the Author interview because this is so real in the life and times of an entrepreneur and edupreneur. CJ, to share a little bit about yourself and the book you wrote and what inspired you to write a book.
Well, it has always been on my bucket list. One out of all the lists I have listed down many years ago, one of them is I said, hey, I would like to write a book. At that point of time, if you ask, I don't know what I want to write. But now, when I started writing, it took me 2 years to finish it. I was really ambitious. I wanted to finish it in 6 months. I got to know how much work it takes to finish a book. And I want to reach out to people to inspire other people in terms of living their dreams. So that was the intention of the book. Of course, I shared my journey, which I would talk a bit more about it down the road. So it's part of my bucket list. Two directions I would say. One is for me is something that I would like to achieve and do within my lifetime, and the second one is I want other people to be inspired by living that dream and achieving their own bucket list.
Fantastic. And again, one of the things that you talk about in entrepreneurship and educating entrepreneurs and being involved in many people's entrepreneur journey, the importance of having a goal, having a milestone, yet also being aware that sometimes we don't achieve it in the time frame we think. So share a little bit with our audience today about the way one deals with maybe not reaching the 6 month goal. Do you quit or do you keep going? But what went through your mind to be able to persevere and get it done?
Well, I guess as I age, what I realized is I learned to connect more to my heart, whether it feels right. If it feels right, keep doing it and work towards it. If it doesn't feel right, I think it's okay to let it go. It's not so much of giving up. If it doesn't feel right, it's gonna be heavy. Letting it go, make things lighter, so you open up new spaces to create more things that I want or things that you want to do more of.
Share a little bit about the inspiration for the book. I realize it's a share again the name of the book, the way that people might reach out and be able to get a copy. And again, it's so much about making a difference in people's lives, in your family's life. Share a little bit about the how you came up with the title and some of the behind the scenes of putting together the book.
Sure. I started writing the book. Maybe I will give you the title. It's called My Child, My Legacy. So I was thinking what to put, and I realized that I learned a lot from my children, and I wanted to share that journey. And the title of the book has another hidden meaning, which most people will know it when they interact with me, is all of us have our inner child. It will always be with us until the end. So that my child, my legacy have two meaning. One is my actual child is part of a reflection of how I live my life so that they can live their own. And the other side is I'm living my life and allow my inner child to come out and play. So that's a dual meaning. How I started the book was more of during pandemic. I said, hey, I'm literally just stuck at home. What can I do during that time? And I said, let's look at my bucket list. I want to write a book. This is the best moment to start. And I started writing it. As I wrote, I was thinking to who the book is for. So with some time, with some guidance, I actually asked my friend, he's one of the best-selling authors, say, I'll write a book. Where do I begin? And he told me, is think about why you want to write it. So I said, okay, I'm clear now. It's my bucket list. Who you're writing for. All right, that got me thinking for a while. I said, I want to reach out to other parents, educator, and entrepreneur to inspire them to be a better parents, be an entrepreneur that they want to be. And yeah, that's how I started.
That's fantastic. And again, the inspiration of being clear on your why, what are you writing about, and who you're writing for. These are wonderful messages for new and aspiring, and even established authors. And now, as an author, what would have been some advice you would have given to yourself as you were starting out on the project?
Well, to be honest, within a 2 year span, I have countless time that I said I'm gonna stop doing this. Yeah, many moments that I'm just gonna hold on for a while. I'm gonna do other things in my life, and I said, wait a minute. I promised myself that I'm gonna finish this. So let's get back on track. So that actually represent in terms of life, how we see it, how I see it. And what I learned from that process is if I made up my mind to do something, I want to see it through. I want to see through, even though I mentioned about letting go, even letting go is seeing through a certain process. Of course, for my book, I managed to get everything done, wrote the book, got the manuscript done, got it edited, got it published, got it launched, and so on and so forth. And this I'm reaching out using my book to as a gift to reach out to more people so that like I said, I would really like them to think about what they want in their life.
That's fantastic. Congratulations again, because that process that you went through is so much about internal uh, dialogue, nurturing, getting it through to completion, and you've really done great. So congratulations on that. I guess I'm curious on playfulness of the inner child because you talked about my child, my legacy, and I've been doing a lot of inner work also on allowing the inner artist to come out. And so, what were one or two of your playful tips that you could share that might assist someone who might be getting stuck in their author's journey?
Mm, I would say, well, what comes to my mind now is to really communicate with your inner child. When I say communicate means it's not so much as just talking to yourself, it's really feel it at the heart what your inner child love and what sort of energy is like to live like a child, even though I'm an adult now. And it's a very beautiful process when you connect, when you have the connection, when your inner child comes out to play. There's the flow to it, and things becomes very real and it's fun. It's really fun. Well, friends who knows when when I switch my moments to become an inner child moment, they say doesn't look like a normal CJ. Yeah, my inner child came out to play. Yeah, because my close friend knows that naturally I like to just be on my own, read my books kind of thing. But when my inner child comes out, I'm really playful. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's the
switching
again,
between that is a bad.
it's a great tip to our friends who
Yeah.
might be watching today, and it's this idea of allowing you can be an introvert, you can be thinking, and then you can come out and play, and you can
Mm.
allow yourself this opportunity to do both. As you are aware, you're an author now, yet then the marketing, the distribution, getting into people's hands. It's great that you're gifting it to people. In my little interview today, we're gonna hashtag a couple of people. We're gonna see if we can get into the hands of someone maybe you admire or someone that would assist with getting the book out to bigger markets. If we could get your book into the hands of one or two people that may assist in your getting your message out, who specifically shall we hashtag in the comments below and put it out to the universe?
Two-person came to my mind as you mentioned that. Um, Oprah Winfrey, someone really admired, and Richard Branson. These two names came into my mind as you mentioned that.
Well,
Yeah,
fantastic. We're going to hashtag them. Oprah, you're definitely, if we get CJ's book on the Oprah book club, that would be absolutely amazing. And
oh,
Richard
fantastic.
Branson, Richard Branson's doing so much with entrepreneurship. You do so much with entrepreneurship in Malaysia. You never know. He might be visiting his friend Tony Fernandez. Actually, I'll put hashtag Tony Fernandez in there too, since he's close to Richard Branson also. And you just never know. Maybe Tony will put it on his airline for a while. So that's the type of magic and mystery that's unfolding, CJ. I'm so grateful you have the time to share some of your tips with us today, to be able to continue your bucket list. And I guess I'd like to ask this one question is, of the books that you read in the last year, what book influenced you or has influenced your psyche around service, creativity, and entrepreneurship?
In fact, I get to cover a bit more books second half of last year, and I actually read again this book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It was one of the book that I read about, I think almost 20 years ago. It shifted my mindset in terms of what is possible. Amazing book. By reading through the whole book again, I'm doing audio version now as I move about a bit more. And I realized more than 15 years later, that book still teaching me, but because at a different level, different space. So it's quite amazing when the book, when I'm learning, when I read again at a different time frame, my mindset and so on, it teach me at a different level of understanding. Yeah, so I mean, if anyone listening not sure what the book is about, is literally Think and Grow Rich is not just about making money. It's about working on our mindset and behavior to reach our own definition of success in our life. So that's my distillation of that book. Yeah, that's one. If I'm looking at another book, I think the other author which the book which I read really inspired me is Robin Sharma. He wrote amazing books, and of course, there's so many authors that are amazing. Robin Sharma books, I've read quite a number of them, and recently I've been listening to, also reading about more of the Tony Robbins book. Yeah, so his book is also amazing as well. So these are the authors that really pour their heart in to get the book out. Now, being an author, I know how much work is required. My closest comparison is I did my master program. It is much more work than studying a master program. Much more work. Yeah, getting a book out into the hands of other people.
Well, I thank you so much. The books that you mentioned, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Folks, if you have read it 20 years ago and you read it again, like CJ's saying, it will be like a totally new experience. And then going and finding some new authors or old authors who are doing new material. And that's the example of Robin Sharma and Tony Robbins. They're continuing to reinvent themselves also. And that's the invitation, is to invite the invitation to let go so that you can grow. CJ, share one or two ways people can get a copy of the book, how they can reach out to you, and that's how we'll bring our session to a completion.
Sure. I think before I go there, there's one more author which I'm very blessed to read his book, Bob Burke, and co-author with another friend, Go Giver. That's also a really good book that I realized in life is about giving. It's not just about receiving. It goes both ways. So going back to your last question, how to get my book, it's actually available across the online book platform. You can easily get it by Googling, let's say Amazon, Barnes and Noble, the common online platform that you get books, Book Deposit. You type in My Child, My Legacy, you should be able to find my book on the top list, the first one. Yeah, of course, if you are staying in Malaysia, you can always reach out to me directly through my LinkedIn and just look for my name, CJ Lim, and you can find my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to add me as well. And within Malaysia, I personally will be able to autograph and send to you. Just that if you are overseas, the delivery cost is I would say, get it from the book platform. It is a much better option. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for putting the time and energy into creating your book and for sharing it with young people, middle-aged people, and elderly people all around the world. It's been a great journey to watch you in your process of having a dream board and making it a reality. And that's something that's very inspiring. Thank you very much, CJ. I'm going to invite you to have the last word. Final message would you like for our listeners today? And again, many of the links that you've been saying we'll put in the comment section. We do invite people to like, to add comment, to share, and that's how we bring this Meet the Author series around the world.
Right. I would like to end this by saying, well, life is up and down. We can't really control that. But what I would like to express is be grateful. That's my final word to everyone. Just be grateful. It's a very powerful thing. Yeah. Energy flows. Be grateful.
Absolutely. Fantastic advice. Be grateful. Be grateful for each day, for each interaction, and have a magnificent day. Thank you so much, CJ. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. See you on